in game one.
All right, guys, let's bring in Monica McNutt. As always, she helped call the game on the radio on ESPN New York. Monica, another masterpiece for the Knicks. Seems like it's getting better with each successive game.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And I will admit that I have a little bit of pause just when you think about the nature of a 7-game series. I'm not surprised that Nick Nurse pulled his guys to give them a chance to try to recoup. Because remember, guys, the cadence of this series is every other day until we get to that 2-day break between games 6 and 7. But that aside, I loved the energy and the balance in terms of energy and effort. Everybody came with the right approach to tonight's contest. This was the opportunity, and the Knicks made an emphatic statement by capitalizing on it and not playing around at all, because it was a grueling 7-game series that the Sixers just came off of.
Yeah, Monica, on that point, I asked Mikal Bridges about that after the game, about how do you keep building on this 29-point win, 51-point win, 39-point win, and just make sure that this continues to carry over. And he said it's one game. The complacency thing with this team that we have said, they're not really good when they're the front runners sometimes, they get a little complacent. It feels like, I don't know if you notice it with them, that they've kind of learned after game 3 against Atlanta, that's got to stop.
Yeah, and well, I will add to what Bridges told you, what McBride told us in the postgame interview. And I said, Mikal, this is now consecutive games where you've had a margin of at least 25. What's happening with this veteran group in terms of the poise that you guys are demonstrating? And he said, after the 2 one-point losses in the Atlanta series, it really woke us up. It caused us to lock in and understand that we have to make the most of every moment that we're presented. And so I would agree with you, Han. It is the thing that Mike Brown keeps. He makes this statement at his press conferences, but I almost feel that it is not truly appreciated in the way that it should be, in terms of this is a veteran group with experience.
Yeah, they sure are, Monica. And this is a veteran group with experience that should have a lot of confidence already. But I don't know. What do you think? It looks like they're gaining confidence with every single game in these playoffs right now.
Wally, I came into this one saying, I've been talking about this all day, obviously, early in the morning shows, but even tonight, I thought that both of these teams grew through their first series for different reasons. Tonight, though, I think you saw the Knicks take another step, because you're right. Let's play with confidence. Let's get our guys going. Mikal Bridges had a terrific game. Josh Hart back into the three-point column with some confidence. Deuce McBride finding his way, knowing that he's going to be an X factor in this one. Even the way that Mikal Bridges was able to defend Tyrese Maxey in this one. Now, there's still some tape to be studied in terms of dealing with Joel Embiid, but I actually thought maybe something we should keep an eye out for was that in his minutes when he was called upon, Ariel Hukporti did a really good job against Embiid as well. And so I agree with you, as this group's confidence continues to grow. I do expect the Sixers to punch back when we get here for Game 2 on Wednesday night.
Okay, and Monica, that's when we will see you Wednesday night, Game 2, Knicks and the Sixers. When we come back here, as we continue with our extended postgame show.
Thank you, Bill. 34 assists for the Knicks tonight. Of course they did, 137 points. You're going to get a lot of numbers that stand out. But we saw yet again the difference in the Knick offense with Karl-Anthony Towns at the top, holding the ball and letting action happen on the wings.
Yep, and this is a play that we're starting to see a lot of, and I love seeing it because it's stealing easy points. Now watch this. Freeze it here. Here comes Anunoby setting the screen. Alvarado comes over the pick. Edgecombe right here. He ends up going up and over, and Paul George is in no man's land. Now, you got to remember, Philly didn't have a lot of time to prepare for this series and all these cuts that the Knicks are running. So we'll see if Philly can play catch-up for Game 2, because the Knicks got a lot of easy baskets. A couple possessions before, they got a basket for OG Anunoby on similar split like this. Here they find Alvarado for the easy 2. Karl-Anthony Towns orchestrating up top. If you don't put ball pressure on him, he's going to pick you apart and find guys for easy lays.
All eyes on him too, right? Because if he puts it on the ground, you got to come help if he's going to put it on the deck and dribble it. So it's really messed up a lot of now the Hawks and now the Sixers for Game 1. A lot of times late in shot clock, late in the half, late in the game, it goes ISO. Jalen Brunson, get us a good shot. Something look different here about Brunson. He gets the ball eventually, but let's just watch how this all works out.
Yeah, and this is interesting because there's a little difference between the shot clock at 5 and the game clock at 12. So Brunson, 5 seconds left, screen and roll, couple passes here. He doesn't force against the double team, kicks it back to Deuce. Dukes looks at the shot clock, knows he has time, wide open look, good shot. Complete scramble mode here. Josh Hart gets it up. I don't think Philly realizes there was enough time where there can be an offensive rebound and another shot attempt. So they kind of stop the play. Look at Embiid. He's looking at the clock. Can the clock please speed up and run out? Rebound here from Mikal Bridges. Everyone sucks down because they want to take away that rebound. And here's Jalen out here coming for the three to end it at the half. Jalen, hands up. Bridges finds him. Still time on the shot clock. This is a really good possession. And these are back-breaking threes. I mean, these hurt so much. If you're Philly, that extended the lead from 20 to 23 at the half. That's just a huge play and a huge shot, and that is running good offense and not being sped up, even though you're fighting the shot clock.
Yeah, 74-point first half for the Knicks after putting up 83 in the first half in Game 6 in Atlanta. What was once Quinn Snyder's headache is now Sixers coach Nick Nurse's headache, at least after Game 1. Here are his thoughts.
You can't make excuses, that's for sure. We knew it might be difficult, but you're never gonna go into the game and say this is gonna happen. You got to see it played out. And I really thought it was okay there at the start, but obviously it kind of hit us. And I just thought kind of towards the end of the first, we just weren't getting, like I said, that 6 straight mid-pick and rolls were just too easy. Just all so, it wasn't challenged like, you got to challenge one way or the other at the rim or the three. Somebody's got to be running out there to challenge, and we couldn't get around them, back in front of them. We left them open for too many wide open threes. We even gave up a couple, I think just one or two maybe dunks behind us. We got to clean all that stuff up,
How about Tyrese combined for 13-minute free throws at halftime? You mentioned free throws before. I believe Robinson and Towns had 5 apiece on them. Do you feel like that could have been used as an advantage?
Yeah, I mean it was super physical. I think they played really physical. I don't think we did get to the line some, but I thought in that same kind of run, I think we had 3 turnovers and they were just kind of on ball. They're physical. There's body hits, there's slaps, whatever. But you got to be able to at least secure the ball and not cough it up. I think we coughed 2 of the 3 up for pick sixes down to the other end, and that's just you can't do that in the playoffs. Again, I thought it was physical. I didn't think we handled it great. We're gonna have to handle it better.
How much do you plan on drawing from the responses that you guys had from 1-4 last series to Wednesday night?
Well, you have to. Again, it's like I know that wasn't any fun. It wasn't any fun to sit there. It wasn't any fun, to be a part of, to be honest, and watch. But it's 0-1. Doesn't really matter if it's 6 points or 36 or whatever the hell it was. It's 0-1, and we got to wash that one away and get back. And we're gonna have to find and provide much more energy and physicality and that kind of stuff.